Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tayler Yarish Show, episode 20. 2-0. Here we are. Let's just jump right into it. Dude, yesterday, something pretty epic happened. I had a show. That wasn't it. That wasn't epic. Although I did do a good job, I will say. It's a little loud. It was a good show. Anyway, on the way there... So we all know DMX passed away. Well, they organized the most gangster funeral procession that I've ever seen. Thousands of Rough Riders, which, timeout, didn't even know that was a real thing. Apparently, I don't know if it's a biker gang or whatnot, but a bunch of dudes on ATVs and dirt bikes, which there's a lot of. There's a lot of people in New York who have an ATV. I don't know where, I don't think you can buy them in New York. Like, you came with that shit. But, like, there's so many people in New York with ATVs. It's one of those things, like, if you see somebody on an ATV, you're going to stop and look because he's probably going to do a wheelie. I mean, there's so many people that have them in New York, and you know that they probably they don't live in Manhattan, but people will just like roll, especially during the pandemic, like all this past year, that it's increased. People will just roll down Fifth Avenue on an ATV, and you can't really do it. You're not going to do anything about it. There's no cop that can, you know what I mean? There's too much traffic. They could just hop the curb. It's a fucking ATV. And it looks very fun. You'll be driving or you're heading down a street or whatever. You see them all the time in Queens because there's anywhere where there's a gas station. I feel like that's where they congregate and they just do donuts and they just kind of rip up the parking lot or wwhatever. And it looks like a lot of fun. So I guess I don't know if those are Rough Riders. Also, is it a gang or is it just because I know he has the song. Of course, my computer's gonna fucking freeze now. Rough Riders. I know there's the anthem. Okay, so it's the musical group, but is it a gang? Rough Riders gang. Okay, yeah. So I guess it's a motorcycle gang or it's something like that. Anyway, there's a lot of them. But so yesterday, like thousands of them or all of them gathered together for a funeral procession, and they like drove over the Brooklyn Bridge into Brooklyn, and at the front of it was a giant monster truck, and on the bed of that monster truck was DMX's casket. There's a video that came out. I mean, check out watch the YouTube or just Google it. Just Google the video, but it's crazy. There's just like this giant-ass parking lot. I don't know where they are when they, met up. I think somewhere in White Plains. But there's so many people, so many ATVs, and this shot of them just rolling over the bridge, and they caused a lot of traffic. So I heard. But, dude, how gangster is that? He's on the bed of a monster truck that says like DMX for life or long live DMX, something like that. A red casket, and he's just going over the bridge. I mean, that's fucking gangster. That's awesome. Just awesome. Drop the chapstick. Cool. Yeah, if that doesn't solidify you as someone in the game, like, you know what I mean? When you have that kind of response when you die, like, that's how you know. I don't know if anybody, I don't really know all the rappers coming up now, but I don't know if they're gonna have that same response if they die. You know what I mean? Like, is Lil Nas X gonna get and after that, after they rolled through Brooklyn and everything, it ended at Barclays Center where they had this giant ass gathering at Barclays Center with the casket there, and there's a fucking choir group and hallelujah, doing the whole church thing, and then everybody spoke, and I just don't know. Name one rapper coming up now who's gonna have that. It's not going to be, Lil Nas X. I don't think. What are they going to be sharing stories about him? Oh man, remember when he came out with that video, gave a lap dance to the devil and had the shoes with the blood on him? Legend. I don't see that. I also don't keep up on music and, oh yeah, he really shifted the culture. I just don't, that's not going to happen. With Lil Nas X, hopped up on coffee, drank way too much coffee. Had one here, then went to the coffee shop. I was at this coffee shop that I go to right at it, and they have a new guy in there, and, young kid, and I've never seen anybody who so early into the job does not give a fuck. I mean, couldn't care less about this job, about this position. I went in there and I sat down to write, and when I came in, he was just like on his phone. And maybe it's just because, I've only ever worked at a restaurant, so the whole no phones thing is just kind of beaten into you. But just on his phone, and I don't give a fuck. But if I was the boss, I'd probably give a fuck. But he's the only one in there, so he's on his phone, whatever, and just kind of laid back and chill. So I'm sitting down, and I'm the only one in the coffee shop. It's very slow. It's a rainy Sunday or whatever. So I'm the only one in the coffee shop, and normally you'd stay behind the counter or whatever where the barista lives or whatever. But there's nobody coming in, so he just comes out into the seating area and just sits at one of the open tables, pulls the mask down, and he's just on his phone. And you just don't see that. You never see people, who work at a place just kind of be human for a second. Because everybody who works anywhere wants to do that. That's what's going on internally, but this kid was just like, I don't care. And I kind of respect it a little bit because he's owning it, He's not trying to hide the fact that he's on his phone, and it's a slow coffee shop. I don't know why when you work at a place, you just sitting down is, we have to pretend like everyone who works at a place, they don't sit, restaurants and that kind of thing, hospitality in particular, sitting is looked at as unprofessional or something. You're on your feet all fucking day. Why can't you, how are you doing the job in a worse way if there's nothing going on and you take a seat? That always has fucking bugged me. There's a reason why waiters and people who, chefs and shit, they need the industrial, shoes and shit with the huge soles because you're on your feet all goddamn day. I don't understand why you're not allowed to sit down. But this kid, so he's sitting in the seating area, and then anytime somebody comes in, he gets up and he's like, yo, what's up? Puts his mask on, this and that. And this woman, I guess she's seen him before. She's like, hey, how you doing? How's your day going? And he's like, oh, man, I'm so tired. He's like, for the first hour and a half, nobody came in. I fell asleep twice. That's what he said. He's like, yeah, I fell asleep twice. And she was like, oh, wow. Okay. Wow. You could see she was trying to be... She didn't know how to respond. He's just like, yeah, I fell asleep here. She's like, maybe somebody came in when you were asleep. He's like, they did. That one person woke me up. That's just no awareness of also, no, it's not even aware. It's you're not being fake. There's a restaurant-y, cafe fakeness that we've just come to expect that people will pay high dollar for. People pay top dollar for you to be fake. Somebody has I feel like as I'm saying these words, I feel like somebody has a joke about the fact that we pay top dollar for people to be fake towards us. That's kind of that's what we're paying for. You don't want somebody to be real to you while you're doing that. But this guy, fucking real. Fucking just keeping it real with the customers. And I appreciate it. But he also didn't I was watched him the whole time. I was there for like 2 hours. He just he was forgetting orders. This one guy came in and he was, he's just sitting with a group of friends and he's talking about yoga and oh my God, it's so hard to teach asana over Zoom, or I don't know what he was saying, but sometimes you just look at someone and you're like, I don't know you, but I disagree with you. That was this guy. So the barista remembers that he forgot the thing and he's like, oh dude, my bad. Do you still want it? And he was like, no, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. And then he said this, which kind of bugged me. So unnecessary. He goes, I mean, where I am right now, that, I can let that kind of stuff go. If I was the person I used to be, I would be furious. Hey, then don't say anything. If you're not that, clearly you deep down, you are still that fucking person. You are still the person who gets furious about that. But if you're going to mention it, you know what I mean? If I was the person that I was, just so you know, if the person I used to be had this happen to him, I'd be furious. So maybe check yourself. Oh, dude, it pissed me off. It really did. Did I say anything? No, of course not. I just watch all this and I don't comment on anybody because I don't like confrontation. Not a fan of it. I thought about opening up this is like a big fake dream that I had. I'm like, maybe I should start a coffee shop. Coffee shops, they work. You rarely do see a coffee shop fail. And then I thought about how much money that would cost and how often I would have to be there. I just want to have a thing that runs itself and makes money. Is that possible? How do you get one of those? What are those things? What business is that? I feel like coffee and ice cream, or just sweets in general, they never fucking fail. I've definitely talked about this. I feel like I've definitely talked about the fact that sweets don't fail. I don't know. Maybe one of the earlier episodes. I don't know. That's my dream. I just want to have like a, coffee shop in like hipster Williamsburg or something that just people will pay $7 for a chocolate croissant or whatever. Because that's what they're into down there. They're into just chocolate croissants, cold brew coffee, and playing volleyball on the little beach thing down there. There's this thing, in Williamsburg, like right by the water, there's a beach volleyball course, and I like to go down there and watch the people be terribly unathletic. Is that a word? Unathletic? Yeah, I think so. I was down there the other day, and there was like a social group, something like there was a social group in the park playing volleyball, and it was like a supportive thing to like get out there and basically you had to pay money to be able to play the volleyball, and then the volleyball went towards helping kids in some capacity. But what bothered me, and maybe it's just because like I have a competitive streak, or I just like, if it's a sport, I like when people win and when people lose, which is like a thing that is going away. Everyone that I saw playing, a lot of people, maybe not everybody, a lot of people sucked. And it bothers me when people suck and then everyone on that person's team is over the top supportive. Bothers me so much. It bothers me, like this one girl, she just kept fucking up the serve, and everyone's like, it's okay. Every time she would fuck up the serve, her whole team would clap. Oh my God, so annoying. So annoying. Because they don't feel like that. They're like, oh, okay. It's okay, we're losing, but it's fine. It's fine that we're losing, but try again. Try again, it's fine. And she fucking dives it again. She's like, it's okay. Like, you don't feel like that. Get it together. That's not helping her. And I get it. You want them to have a good time and all that stuff, but that's just, I don't believe in it. I don't know how you can be the worst one on the team and not how that doesn't make you upset a little bit. Like, wouldn't you? I would want to sub myself out. If I was bringing down my whole team, I'd be like, yeah, take me out. I suck. Especially in beach volleyball because I'm fucking 5'5". I would be I'm terrible at beach volleyball. I'm not gonna offer to serve if I know that I'm right. It's like, don't you like hate yourself a little bit? I think you need to hate, like, to get really good at something, you need to hate the fact that you suck at it first. And I feel like there's not enough of that. You know what I mean? It's like when everybody's so inclusive and yada yada, you don't get better. You don't get better. I don't know. Drinking this Just Water stuff. It's kind of horse shit. I think this is like Will Smith's son's company or something like that. How do you just start a water company? Seems like a fucking scam. I mean, it is. I mean, I paid for it, so whatever. But it was the only water that was available at this coffee shop. I could have asked for tap water. What am I saying? I didn't. I thought I was better than people, and I got Just Water. Just Water? What the fuck else would it be? It's a stupid name. I don't like when water companies list their ingredients on the side of the water bottle. Unnecessary. Ingredients, water, mic drop. You patting yourself on the back because you didn't add anything to your fucking water? Maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe you no matter what's in it, you have to list the ingredients. I don't know. It just seems like such a scam to start like, you know what I mean? Like, there's already all the water companies that exist, and then you're gonna jump in the game. Like, what's your pitch? You know what I mean? I don't know how you innovate a thing where it's just that thing. You know what I mean? Like, how is yours gonna be any better? Maybe, I don't know, but I mean, clearly he figured it out. Maybe it's because it's in this fucking carton and it's you know, yeah, drink the water out of a milk carton or whatever. I don't know. I don't understand marketing, but I can tell when it works. I can see when it fucking works and when it doesn't work. You know? Speaking of not working, not working in like not having a job, but in terms of a shit show, Caitlyn Jenner is running for governor of California, and I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect. That's exactly what should happen. I was against it at first. I thought it was a dumb idea. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a shit show. And then I was like, why not have a shit show? You know? Why let Florida be the only state that everybody shits on all the time? Like, I think that Caitlyn Jenner running for governor and winning would be amazing. We need another person in a position of power that everyone can universally be like, dude, what the fuck? And I feel like that would be a great candidate because she's clearly just a self-serving narcissist reality star who it's like so interesting to be, you know, like a transgender person who's against gay marriage and then hit some woman and with her car and killed her and just nothing ever happened about that. I mean, I think that's great. That should be, maybe that'll be her first law that she writes in. Everyone gets away with one old woman. You can hit one old woman, that's what you get. We're going to open up the wineries, and you get to kill one old woman with your car. That's a nice platform to run on. I mean, the ego to get in on that. And I'm not saying, you know, that she shouldn't be allowed or that it's weird in general. I think it's becoming a normal thing now for stars to get in on politics and want to run shit. But not everybody should. I mean, I'm surprised it hasn't happened more often, especially in California where all the fucking stars live. But like, You're gonna come in. I just don't think you have to have Arnold Schwarzenegger level clout, and I don't think she has that. I don't think she. I mean, who's gonna be in her cabinet? Is she just gonna have her? That's gonna be the new show. That's gonna be. You heard the Kardashians are coming out with a show. That's the show. The show is now they all hold public office in California. Why wouldn't they? They're already basically our royalty. There are like what other, you know what I mean? We don't have any other people that I would say we look at as royals, whether you like them or not. They are basically fucking royals. They're like the most famous people that we have. So why don't we just take the worst one of that and put them in office and just see what happens. And see if fucking Kylie doesn't sneak in, some bills to do something with her fucking brand or her makeup brand or whatever. It's like, why wouldn't it happen? At this point, we have aliens that are coming in. Why wouldn't it? Why shouldn't we let it happen? I really... I don't know. I think it's a great idea. I think it's exactly what we deserve. California doesn't deserve anything else. They deserve to have Caitlyn Jenner run shit. And you know what? It's work. Like the whole star power thing. It's working because I don't know. I don't know another person who's gonna run. If there has there been anybody else? I haven't heard anything. So, in terms of exposure, she's already crushing it. Like, if there's anything that their fucking family is good at, it's getting exposure and getting media attention. So that's kind of the job, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't think that's the job. But yeah, that's just a bananas thing that came out. Another thing I saw recently, did you see this? I don't know when this happened. So apparently there was like a year ago or so, it kind of became this viral meme or whatever that somebody put together a Facebook group. Somebody put together a Facebook group of all these people who had the exact same name. The name was Josh. I think it was first and last name as well. I can't find the last name, but so this dude made this group of all the people that had the exact same first and last name, first name Josh. And they decided to meet in a field somewhere and have a giant battle royale to see who can keep their name. And it fucking happened. And it happened. That's amazing. Yeah, giant Joshua fight. Josh Swain, that was the name. Josh Swain. It happened, and it happened yesterday in Lincoln, Nebraska. Random ass fucking place. Like, that is the true potential of a Facebook group. Is to get everybody with the same name, put them in a place and have them fight to the death. Or not fight to the death, but just fight with fucking pool noodles dressed as Spider-Man, because that's what they did. I mean, that is 2 degrees left of storming the Capitol, if you ask me. I mean, that is just a couple ideas left of, hey, let's go burn a building down. But instead, it was harnessed into some good energy. It didn't bother anybody. They're just like, let's meet into... I mean, this... If you see the video, I mean, it's just pool noodles and virgins. That's the whole field of these people just fighting. I mean, this is fucking bananas. But just imagine... I mean, you gotta see this video. Imagine if these were like if they were actually like fighting. Like, there's nothing that stops anybody from just like that. The whole idea of like gathering together in the Facebook group to just start some shit. Like, there has to be people that are checking up on these things. That, their whole job is, I met somebody who's like, yeah, my job is to monitor white supremacist groups. So they just go and basically infiltrate these groups and just to make sure that they're not, going to do anything. Clearly didn't help with the Capitol, but, maybe they were off that day. That'd be so funny. Like, that's the one day that person took a vacation. Like, all right, I'm going to my parents this weekend. You guys got this? Yeah, we got it. And then that was the weekend that they went and stormed the Capitol. And they come back, they're like, are you fucking kidding me? I go away for 1 week. You guys, come on. The hell were you guys doing? So they have this huge battle. I mean, there's dudes with Spartan helmets on. I mean, this is basically Lair. And also, what are the odds that all these people that have this name are down to do shit like this? You know what I mean? Like, because they definitely don't all live in Lincoln, Nebraska. I mean, I can't get 5 friends to organize to go to dinner. And these thousands of people, all with the same name, somehow were able to meet and do this shit. What are you going to do once you get the vaccine? You going to go to the movies or something? No, I'm going to fly to Lincoln, Nebraska and engage in an epic battle royale to fight for dominance over my name. Oh, okay. It sounds fun. I mean, this is, God, I can't wait for flights to open back up so that we can... I wonder if this was organized like while the pandemic was happening, or if it was originally organized during the pandemic or before the pandemic, and then they were like, fuck, we got to wait longer. And so this has just been brewing up, people buying their costumes, people buying their pool noodles, and then they're flying out. Mom, I gotta go. Okay, you don't understand. I have to go fight for my honor. I need to go fight for my honor in a field in Lincoln, Nebraska. How many of these dudes are single? I mean, this one dude fucking in an Obi-Wan Kenobi outfit. Good looking dude, You just have to find someone who's also like, this isn't just a red flag to them. It's weird. Every single person in this video has the exact same name. Bananas. There is a happy ending to the story. They all fought it out, and they declared this little kid the winner of the battle royale, like a little kid. And then they lifted him up. They lifted him up in the air like Simba, and they were like, little Josh, little Josh. That's pretty cool. It's kind of a tearjerker, but, nerds are nice, man. Nerds can be nice. Nerds are nice to nerds, I don't think anyone would do that with my name. Or maybe I would do that. I'd probably go. If it was just an epic fight for Taylor. Oh, if it was Taylor with an E, I'm there. Because there's not a lot of us. I've only met one other person who has the name Taylor with an E in my life. And it was fucking probably 11 years ago. I was at like a theater camp or something. And then I randomly saw someone who had the name tag of, my name or whatever. I was like, holy shit, never seen that. But if we can get together, let me just do a quick Facebook search to see Taylor. And there's quite a few of us. Yeah. Some even are mutual friends with me. That's weird. Wow. You know what? Maybe I'll start it. Maybe I'll start the Facebook group and we can have an epic battle royale with pool noodles or the weapon of your choosing. And we'll see what's what. I like my odds. I don't know. Because I feel like most Taylors are girls. And so I feel like I could run shit. As long as there are not too many dudes, I feel like I could run shit in the pool noodle department. You know? You can smack the shit out of someone with a pool noodle, and it doesn't hurt that much, but it stings a little bit. And I have, growing up with an older brother, that's the shit you do. You just smack each other with shit. I was born for this. My brother and I used to do this thing where we would take like long tube socks, like soccer socks, and then we'd stuff those with socks and just beat the shit out of each other. I mean, just beat. And it's weird because we did this when he's 3 years older than me, and he's much bigger than me, much stronger. But at the time, I was a little bit chubbier, and he was like a skinny kid, so we kind of evened out. So I had the fucking torque to really give him a whooping, and I would win a lot of the times. He's just like, I could just take the pain, He's just like, I don't understand how I would beat the shit out of him. That's, I can't do that anymore. So I'm used to beating people up with soft things, which is what this is. So if any of you Taylor with an E's are listening out there, fucking bring it. Okay? We'll organize, and we'll meet in a year, and we'll see what's what. And until then, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's the podcast this week, ladies and gentlemen. Keep on keeping on, all that good stuff. Thank you for listening. Share with a friend, or don't. You don't have to share with anyone. Live your life. Do what you want. But that's the podcast. See you next week. Peace out.